Hey guys, it's Josh with Off-Road Dad Life. I'm up in Lake Texoma, and it finally happened after about 6,500 miles of off-road miles on the Tenere. I finally had my first bike drop. It was last week. Some of you may saw the video. Call it a bike drop, but the bike went this way and I went that way, and we ended up kind of piled beside each other. Kind of a significant distance from where the impact actually happened. But we got the bike picked up, and there wasn't a whole lot of damage to the bike at all, partly due to the pannier rack, bark busters, and this Odinsberg crash bar bag. So I was a little banged up, had the wind knocked out of me. I've been sore all week, but I'm good now. You got to be Tenere tough, man. So we were talking, and one of my friends said, you got to do a video on the crash bar bags. Wow, camera's running, so my brain's turned off. And I thought, yeah, why not? Let's talk about these bags and kind of how I came about getting a set of them. These bags were sold on Amazon. I had just gotten the bike, and around 500 miles on the bike is when I got these bags. The bike's got almost 7,000 miles now, and I've had no issues with them whatsoever. I got them off Amazon. You know, you get kind of bike broke when you first get a new bike with all the accessories you purchase, all the farkles. This thing's pretty farkled out. I don't know what's left. I just stuck this Starbucks box on, and all my friends are giving me a hard time, but it's pretty convenient running around on a day trip. So I needed some bags for the crash bars. I run across these Odinsbergs on Amazon. You never know what you're going to get on Amazon. I dug around. I saw they actually have a website, and they're a European company. They're based out of Sweden, I believe. So I put these bags on, and I've really enjoyed them. They're only about $50 a pop. You know, so you save a little bit of money there. Initially, when I got them, I figured, hey, I'm taking a trip. I got a 30-day window. If they fall apart on me, then, you know, no harm, no foul. I'll just send them back. But they've done great. You know, they're welded seams. They're waterproof. They attach really well on the crash bar. And, you know, with the amount of gear that I carry in there, they're 7 liters each. They provide a pretty good wind block as well when it's cold. If you saw some of the videos, you know that I don't care if it's 32 degrees. I'm going camping. I'm going to go have some fun on the bike. So I really can't complain at all about the quality for the price of these. They've held up extremely well for about 6,000 miles now, and it's all been bouncing and bumping. So let me kind of show you some of the stuff that I keep inside the bag. You know, but first, why don't we just kind of take a look at the bag? Just getting kind of an overview of what we're looking at here. So again, we have a waterproof material. I believe it's frequency welded, but it is a waterproof material on here. You can put your cool guy tactical patch on, and you've got multiple secure points to tighten up the bag to keep from bouncing around here with the buckles. They're fully adjustable. You got lots of loop tabs on here. There's kind of a modified molly on the back where you can move it up and down as well. And then it's going to be, you know, your usual type of roll top situation to get your gear out. I also like these little reflective orange stripes right here. They kind of match the orange stripes I have over here on the bike. They're from factory as well. So yeah, they just roll in, and you just kind of put your gear inside. So let's see what I got in there for a typical loadout. All right, I'll just grab a few things out of here and just place them on the seats. You can see how much stuff's in here. All my friends give me a hard time. They say I'm a pack rat. I don't care. I'm prepared. One thing I have in this bag, it's going to be a tube repair kit. And then we have a buddy toe strap, which I've had to use more than once. I'm not proud to say. Sometimes it happens. Inside of here, I have a mini voltmeter. I really think you should have some type of electrical testing device on a bike. This is extremely small. So if I have any electrical issue, I can trace it down and stay on the trail. Also, in that Odinsberg crash bar bag, I carry a USB rechargeable air pump. and I run USB cords off the bike, and if I use any of my devices, I can put them inside this bag, plug them in, charge them while I ride. What else do I have in here? I have my jump box. Nothing special about this. It's a Costco jump box that I carry. But it works. It never loses charge. You can also charge off of it. You just never know. The last thing you want to do is be on a solo ride and you've left an accessory on or your headlights on, or you might just have a battery going bad, because the batteries just go bad after a year or two. We've actually had that experience on Greg's KTM 390 on the last trip, where every morning it was kind of like, well, is it going to start? And it usually started, and so we didn't have to use a jump box, but it's just good to have one of those. He's since got a gravity battery that has its own little reserve on it. I think I'm going to do that. That looks pretty handy, and I can ditch this. And then the last large item that fits right in here, pull her out. I carry two 3mm heavy-duty tubes, one for the front, one for the rear. And I keep them inside this dry sack just so they slide in and out easier because of the grip these have. Before you guys go run into your keyboard to tell me about how all you gotta do is carry your front tube, because the front tube you can squish in the back. I know, I've done it. It's just not for me, man. I don't mind changing tubes, when it's in my garage and I'm in a controlled environment. I can take my time, move at my own pace. I don't like changing tubes in a ditch, on the side of a road, in a parking lot, or even at camp, because we're usually getting into camp late. And once I change it, I want to do it right the first time, not have to change it twice. If I was on a BDR day one and got a flat on the rear, and then I stuffed the front tube in my rear, and then I spent the next 5 days riding on a front tube in the rear, knowing I didn't have another tube for the front, barring any patching I did at camp, I just would spend too much time worrying about not having a contingency plan instead of just riding the bike and focusing. So, yeah, I'm the only person in the group that carries two tubes, one for the front, one for the rear, 3mm heavy duties. But I don't care. That's the way I'm going to run it. And it just works for me. And because I have these Odinsberg crash bar bags, there's plenty of room. You see the size of this thing. I mean, these take up room, right? They're kind of honkers, but, they just drop right in with no issue. And then the rest of this gear goes in along with it. Yeah, so if they expand their product line, I'd be interested to see what else they come up with to supplement the rest of the bike, the rest of the riding experience. So for $50 for a waterproof crash bar bag, I think it's a pretty good deal. I can attest to the waterproofness of these, not because I'm out riding in storms. I avoid those. But one thing I do after every ride is I hose the bike off. Washing your bike after a ride is the most effective preventative maintenance measure you can take. You don't want all that mud and gunk to dry on the bike. You want to wash it out of all your moving parts, especially up around your forks. You don't want mud to dry and get that crusty mess up there around your forks, because it's going to work itself up into your seals. Now you're going to have leaking forks. If you don't know how to replace those, it's going to cost you several $100s at the dealership or your local mechanic to get done. You don't want premature wear on your swing arm linkage or your chain, and it's just better just to get all that junk off the bike. And so when I first had these bags on, I wasn't trusting them. I'd pull all the gear out, wrap it up, wash it, open up, look inside, it was dry. Over time, through complacency and maybe some laziness and some being in a hurry, I just started leaving my stuff in there. And they've all got their own individual dry bags anyway, so I'm not taking a huge risk. And they've remained dry. So, do a physical check, look at them, make sure you don't see any rips or tears from hitting the object. I highly doubt they'd ever tear on their own. And as long as you have, the structural integrity intact of the bag, it's going to remain waterproof. So I think these are a great buy. Yeah, so if you have these bags, drop some pictures of them in the comments, talk about them. $50 off Amazon, they're delivered in 2 days, strap them on and go. that's kind of a winner, you know. So anyway, I hope this helps. I don't have any affiliation with the company. Just thought I thought they were a good buy. They work well. And if you're on the fence about it and you're worried about the robot reviews Amazon has, if you look at all my videos, you'll see that I've had them on since day one and they've done great. So cool. It's Josh Off-Road Dad Life, and y'all keep the shiny side up and be safe. See you in the next ride.